Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Swedish tier 10 heavy tank, the Kranvagn. Now the Kranvagn is a tank that I really like. It's probably one of my preferred heavy tanks at tier 10 because I like the autoloader and I like the fact that it's got armour. And the thing is, this tank has incredible turret armour, and that is a key, big, massive strength of the tank. Now pre 6.0 it was a pain in the ass at times because the gun just decided, you know what, those targets you fired at, I just didn't want to hit them. No, I'm alright. Post 6.0 the gun's really good, so it's fine. Now the 1600 clip is another thing that is also fantastic, and that's something I love. The intra clip is a little bit long, I think it's 3 seconds, but yeah, I prefer it on this tank to something like the 50B because I can just go, lol, I've got a turret, try and pen me, and just bounce everything. In terms of equipment, what I run on this tank, I didn't run it in this replay because this replay is fairly old, and I just well, when I had the other game that you're going to see next, I found it in the replay folder and went, oh, why did I never use it? So it's in this one. And I didn't run this piece of equipment, but I actually run the advanced powertrain. I run the advanced powertrain, optics, and stabs. Stabs to make the gun better, obviously, because the gun is good with just cruise skills, but it's even better with vert stabs, and that's just something you want. Optics because, well, you need to boost the view range as high as possible, right? And the powertrain because this tank is sluggish. It's got a good top speed of 60, but it's sluggish. You put the powertrain on, you get the 5% extra horsepower, 5% extra top speed. You get 62 to 63 kilometers an hour top speed. And with the powertrain, for the most part, it really helps boost the engine power, and you really do get towards 50 kilometer an hour top speed at least. Incredibly easy, quite a lot of the time. And that makes it not as mobile as a 50B, but just as useful at getting into those aggressive positions that this tank likes to use with its 12 degrees of gun depression and amazing turret armour. So we're on this game on Arctic region, and I've taken an aggressive position early on. I put a clip, well, I put 3 out of 4 into the Valor, and now I'm going to change my position up because it's awkward, and I'm going to go up here, use the great gun depression, and try and get some flanking shots at these guys. Unfortunately, the first shot that I've auto-aimed missed. I shouldn't have auto-aimed it. I should have just aimed like a normal person. But now I'm getting the final shell in with a fully aimed shot into the 257, I believe that was. And now we're going to just wait for the reload and change position again because they're being more aggressive on that corner at C1, C2. I think they obviously saw that I'd moved on, and now that means that I can get there and put another clip in. Because I was being more careful because there could have been something at G1, and I didn't want to poke all the way around the corner because anything at G1 would have, well, it would have really hurt me. Now this Jagdpanzer's pushed out. He's giving me his lower plate. Be rude not to. I'm not afraid of a Jagdpanzer because, well, the turret on this tank is just absolutely fabulous and will bounce a Jagdpanzer E100. And we dumped the whole clip in, and now we're just waiting for the reload. I want to get rid of this Jagdpanzer because obviously that Jagdpanzer is the thing that will be stopping me from attacking this Valor and that. The Jagdpanzer's gone, which is good. That means that we can, when we are reloaded, push up and attack this Valor without the threat of being hit for like 1,000 damage, which is always a scary prospect. If I'm hull down, I'm not bothered about the Jagdpanzer because obviously I'm hull down and this tank is fabulous at that. But yeah. This T-57 Heavy's made a little bit of a mistake. He's pushed very aggressively into this dip. Unfortunately, we potato aim a shot there and miss him. His little duck, dip, dive and dodge fooled me. We get a shot again straight into his cheek, and we get another one in. And unfortunately, I think we low rolled 2 or 3 of those shells, and that leaves him on 106 health. Now, you saw me hesitate to take the final shot at the T-57 Heavy, and that was because the 277 came around the corner. I made sure I pulled back a little bit to try and bounce him off my turret, and it worked exactly as planned. It doesn't always work, but it did. And then we put that final shot into the T-57 Heavy. Now we're reloaded again in 26.8 seconds, sorry, for 1600 reload. 1600 clip, I should say, is really good. And it's really helpful when you get to pop shots at people. So we pop one into this 277's tracks. Oh, no. There goes his head. Oh, that's just great. Oh, that poor dude. That was his whole health. 2 shots for... That's great clip potential, isn't it? And this Valor is now screwed because of it. And we get 2 tanks out of those 4 shots. Oh, that was beautiful. You can see me going, wow, well, that worked. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. So we're up to 7.2k damage. We wouldn't have had that much if we hadn't have just Armour that poor guy. But we did. We managed to clear those 2 guys off the flank. We'll take it. When RNG smiles upon you, just take it, because you know RNG will take us away at any other given point. So now we're reloaded, and there's that 257 from earlier, I think it's a 257 anyway, is down there. So we're going to try and get into position to use the 12 degrees gun depression to dump into him. And we do get ourselves into a better position. Being careful here, we pop a shot in and finish him off. He must have got shot there by the other TD at D1. Now there's only 2 mediums and a artillery left. Both mediums get shut down, which means there's only just artillery left. So let's go hunting the piggies. But yeah, I really like the Kranvagn. I liked it before 6.0 because of the turret armor, because of the give it has, and the fact you can slap out the shells. Like, I didn't like the Emil 2 because it just took forever to get the shells out. It was even more sluggish than the Kranvagn, and the gun handling just felt even worse. Whereas the Kranvagn sort of took the Emil 2 to that next level, like you want a tier 10 to do. It took away the weaknesses of the Emil 2 and gave you a couple of more strengths while still not being overly powerful. So we get to the CGC, manage to snap the shot in, finish him off, and we finish that game with a really, really nice total. And this was back again when the MVP screen was a bit bugged and loved to show us just the background for a bit. Finished with a victory, top of the team. 4 kills, 7.7k damage, 1,000 systems, that's 8.7k combined. Ace tanker, sniper medal, high caliber, and that was the game we got our second mark of excellence. We actually jumped like 2%. Take it. That ammo rack on the 277 really helped us. That poor guy. It's always nice when you get like a 2.2k ammo rack. Well, it was like 1800 on it, but it's always nice when you get that bit of RNG. So we're on the second game, we're on Mannheim, and this replay is a bit more recent. And what happens in this game shouldn't really happen, and really only happens due to pure incompetence from the enemy team. And there's no other way of going about it. It is, I shouldn't live through this replay, and you're gonna see just how lucky we get, and just. Yeah, it's literally sheer incompetence, let's be honest. Because I could have been finished off at any point during this replay, and you'll get to see that. So, we're on Mannheim. A map that I detest. Absolutely hate it. It's such a bad map. I just wish that they'd remove it from World War II rotation. Just never see it again. Like, out of the Cold War maps, I think the only one I actually like is probably Desful. Kranvagn comes in second, although I'm not really the biggest fan of that, just because of how hilly it is and how painful it is in tanks that are actually, or have no engine power. Desful's alright. Like I say, it's okay. Just because it's a bit flatter, and there's a little bit more you can do in different areas. Kranvagn, like I say, just that little bit too hilly. Chaobang is completely team dependent for me. If your team plays it weirdly, you're just completely screwed from the get-go. There's no way you can win that map if your team plays it completely wrong. And I hate leaving it down to the team because 9 times out of 10, well, yeah, probably 8 times out of 10, really, team chooses wrong and you get ganked for it. And Mannheim, well, I just hate this map. It's just not very good. I don't like all the different avenues having multiple different ways of shooting. I don't like this spawn, for example. I just don't like the bases, where the bases are. I don't know, I just don't like Mannheim at all. But we've come this way. We've come this way because I feel a little bit safer coming this way. It's a little bit less open than the other direction, so I go this way. I can just fight on corners. We managed to get like 3 out of 4 shells into a 30B, finished him off, 918 damage. Nice way to get the first clip out. We're just going to go sort of... We were going to go hug the edge of the map a little bit, but I'm seeing where tanks are getting spotted, and I want to go get rid of tanks that are behind us. This T-77 is a prime candidate for that. He is in a position where if he was just... I mean, he probably wouldn't get out anyway. He'd probably be able to pull... If he tried to pull out and get shots at the back of us, he'd probably get wrecked by all the TDs and mediums and that are here. But I want to get rid of that. Obviously, I've got a 1600 clip, for the most part. Damage RNG withstanding. And I want to get rid of this T-77. He's taking a hit, which means I can definitely kill him now. We get 1 into his back. 2, I was trying to track him, but he didn't pull back as much as I thought he was going to. Unfortunately, we rushed the 3rd shot and only track him. And we get the 3rd into his back to definitely finish him off. Thankfully, the 416 was with us, and the 416 finishes him off. And we're now locking on to our next target, and that's that heavy tank. We spot a gorilla on their camper hill as we're crossing. We've just got to be wary of that, because obviously we don't want to get taken by a gorilla there. But that heavy tank that was spotted over on the right is now the next threat. But we do spot a light tank, and he's just disappeared. He's spotted, but we can't see him. But there we go. That's the other thing with Mannheim. It's the same as Kranvagn in one of the corners. With Mannheim, the bridges and the overpass sometimes bugs out the spotting mechanic, and means that just people, for some reason, it acts like true vision. Like, they just disappear. And it's like, oh. Yeah, and it's never been fixed, so yeah, it's just really annoying. But anyway, we found the M103, and he's with a 268. 268, not a fan of finding one of those in close quarter combats, because it has a lot of alpha and a pretty decent reload. Me and this 416 are here. I want to go change the angle of where I am. I get spotted doing that, but I just don't want to pull out around that corner again with the M103 and the 268 staring at me. But actually, the M103 seems to be closing the gap. So I've swiveled round as to not giving my back end. I'm prepared in case he does just drive around that corner. Because if he drives around that corner, I can drop my clip in and hopefully just get rid of that M103. But he doesn't actually come round, and it's like, okay, if he's not coming round, we'll go deal with it. But then this medium tank appears. It's a standard B, and luckily for me, he fails to hit me, and I'm thinking, right, okay, I'll go around this way. Then the gorilla appears, pops a shot in, leaves us on 1,000 hit points, and yeah, it's not good. The M103 tries to pop round. We actually end up bouncing in there, but fortunately enough, he took a hit from somewhere else, and that means that we can just finish him off the clip. Fortunately enough, he bounced on us, then the gorilla bounced on us, so we got really lucky there that they both bounced. And now this 268 is coming around the corner. He's trying to push the wreck of the tank in front round so we could like manoeuvre a shot at me or the 416. He did get a shot into the 416, and now we're reloading. We're going to drive around the corner to try and dump the clip in. Unfortunately, the 416 YOLO'd in round that corner. We could have probably done with him there. And now I'm thinking, well, I'm screwed. I want to dump the clip, but I know that he's going to reload before I get my clip off. And with him hugging my side, there was only one place he was going to bounce. Only one place. My turret. And it was the only hope I had of surviving that encounter. And he shot my turret. We'll take it. I shouldn't have survived that, but we do, because he's got 850 alpha. He should have killed me. But we survived it. I'll take it, take it, take it. Now the standard B's coming in. And this standard B is not the healthiest, so I can actually finish off with my clip. He seems to have only had one shell in. He bounced, and we finish off the standard B. And at this point, I'm thinking, what the hell is going on in this game? Like, I should not be alive right now. Oh, okay, whatever. I'm thinking the gorilla was around that corner, so you know what? I'm going to go back this way. No, the gorilla's here. I pull back behind the Rex, hoping that he hits that. Then he hits the dead Rex. And it's like, I should be dead. I should be dead right now. But I'm not, so we're going to make him the most of it. And we've got the clip in. He's now running away. He's not got a fully traversable turret. He's just hoping he can get away. but we finish him off. And there goes the Griller, and we're up to 6.1k damage. And like I say, at this point, it's like, what on earth has just happened in this game? We're sitting in a graveyard of tanks, and tanks that shouldn't be dead. I should be one of the tanks in that graveyard. I have no idea. So we're nearly reloaded, but we have a friendly Griller with us. I was hoping to get around the corner to get a shot into the Arctic, because you always want the bacon, you always want the piggy. But unfortunately, the Griller shuts him down, so I don't get that. There's now only a medium tank and a heavy? Artillery, I should say. But we know where the medium tank was. The medium tank was on the 9-0. And it looked like he was possibly going for artillery. So, it's like, right, okay, I'm going to head back. Because the light tank was obviously, had already gone round towards their base, killed the artillery, the other one. So, it's like, okay, we're going to go find him. I'm not quite sure what the medium tank was, because not seen it, but I want to go protect my own piggies and improve my already really good game that we've had so far. 6.1k is a nice game in a tier 10, and we want to improve that. If we come across this medium and he's full health, or even half health, and we get this 1600 clip off and get another 1400 damage, that's another 7.6k damage. That'd be nice. The medium tanks get spotted there on the left, and it's actually a 5100. He's got 1183 hit points. Nice. Problem is, it's a 5120, sorry, and the 5120 has the same kind of clip and the same kind of gun as me. So I don't want to take his clip because he'll finish me off. Now, fortunately enough, we bounce his shot. We missed the first one, unfortunately. We get the second to him, and I thought he was going to keep moving and run away, but he didn't. So my shell ends up missing his front. He manages to pen us with one because he managed to fully aim it. I was kind of hoping that the bridge in front of me would have protected me, and then, like, he could have only just about seen my hull, but he did pen me. We've got 10 seconds left on the reload. We are chasing after this 5120, but the light tank is getting round on him, and the Griller does get the shot in to finish him off. But we finished that game with a really nice game in the end, and it's one that we shouldn't have survived. I don't know how that happened. We finished with 5 kills, 6.8k damage, 524 assistance, 2k blocked, ace tanker, high caliber, sniper medal, and 1647 base XP. A really nice game for the Kranvagn. A tank that is really nice. I really enjoy it. It's one that's definitely worth grinding. And I just love the turret armor and the gun depression. It's fantastic. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!